Okay, this is just a quick review of 6.1. And 6.1 was just kind of the basics of simplifying. So I might ask you to go from rational exponent form, which both of these are in, to radical form. Or I might just ask you to simplify like the following directions, and then you certainly can switch forms if you want. So for example, this is really the third root of 8 to the negative second. So if you wanted to write it like that, you could do that. And then I know the third root of 8 is 2. And then I'm going to flip it, so it's going to be 1 over 2 squared, which is 1/4. These would all be no calculator questions too. This is really the fourth root of 32 to the fifth, and the fourth root of 32, you know what, I am going to change my mind. I wanted this to work out nicely, sorry. Change this to a 16. So the fourth root of 16 to the fifth. The fourth root of 16 is 2, and 2 to the fifth is 32. Since these will be no calculator questions, obviously I have to make them work out nicely for you. Alright, solving, so you want to isolate the x, so I'm going to subtract 3 and divide it by 2, and then I'm going to fifth root both sides, and I do not know the fifth root of 4, so that is your answer, and it's not plus or minus because it's an even root. And the second one, I'm going to divide both sides by 3. Something to note, don't distribute the fourth power. This is really, you would multiply this out 4 times, which I don't think you want to do. So rather than doing that, I'm going to fourth root both sides to cancel that out. Now, fourth root is plus or minus, so be real careful to not forget that. And then you can add 2, so it's 2 plus or minus the fourth root of 3. Okay, last one. These will be calculator questions, so grab your calculator and just make sure you can do this. You'd be amazed at every year how many people don't get these right. So this one you can just type in your calculator as is, so go ahead and do that and see what you get. The second one, I would, if it were me, I would rewrite it as -5 to the 2/3. Now, why did I put -5 in parentheses? Because it's -5 in the radical, which implies that quantity -5 is being raised to all of this stuff. So when you do this on your calculator, if you don't put the parentheses around it, even though there's no parentheses here, you're going to get it wrong. Because here it's going to take -5 and square it, which is positive 25. If I didn't have the parentheses, it's going to do a 5 squared, and then it's going to negate it, which is negative. So obviously, you know, depending on what you do, it's going to make a big difference. Here are the answers, and by the way, please change this one to a +3 or it won't work out. And this one, make sure, on both of them, make sure your exponents are in parentheses when you raise them. And if you don't get these answers, let your teacher know for sure, so you can fix that problem.